Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being well-informed. Today, we're jumping into science fiction. It's a genre famous for pushing boundaries, imagining these incredible new worlds, and asking some really big questions about humanity. And especially in the 21st century, wow, filmmakers have really taken it to another level, often blending sci-fi with other genres, experimenting. It's been quite a ride.
Absolutely. It feels like the genre's really matured, exploring more complex themes.
Exactly. So our mission for this deep dive is to explore this really fascinating list from Collider. It's called the 10 Most Original Sci-Fi Movies of the 21st Century, ranked. And we're not just going to, read out a list. We want to unpack what makes these films original. What are the core ideas, the philosophical angles? Why do they stick with you?
Yeah, what makes them resonate?
Right. So maybe think about this. What does originality in sci-fi mean to you? Is it just like cool new gadgets and spaceships? Or is it something deeper? Because the article makes this great point right at the start that original sci-fi is, and I'm quoting here, as much about ideas as it is about production.
That's such a key insight, focusing on the ideas, not just the spectacle. It totally changes how you look at these films, doesn't it? You start appreciating the concepts.
It really does. Okay, so let's dig in. One major theme running through quite a few of these movies is this deep look at AI, consciousness, and, well, what it even means to be human. First up, Her, from 2013, Joaquin Phoenix.
Great film.
Yeah. Spike Jonze's movie, it really focuses on the emotional stuff, the psychology, less about the tech spectacle. It was apparently inspired by those early AI chatbots, but it gives the AI this warmth, humor, real complexity. It ends up being this really distinct look at loneliness, using AI to show how much we crave connection.
It's fascinating how Her makes us look inward, right? The AI isn't just a tool or, the typical sci-fi thread. It's more like a mirror, reflecting our own deep-seated need for emotional connection, for understanding. It kind of pushes you to ask what you really want from a relationship, human or OS.
Yeah, that mirror idea is perfect. And building on that, but maybe taking it somewhere more unsettling, is Ex Machina, 2014.
Oh yeah, Ex Machina. Very different vibe.
Totally. Much more clinical minimalist. It dives right into the personal, psychological, and definitely the philosophical questions around AI, the ethics of it all. We follow Caleb, Donald Gleason's character, administering the Turing test, that classic test, to see if a machine can seem human.
Right, the imitation game.
Exactly. To Ava, played by Alicia Vikander, this incredibly advanced android, and she just blurs that line so effectively. Ex Machina really forces you to confront what defines humanity. Is it just biology? Or is it consciousness, emotions, choice? It's a very intimate look at identity.
Precisely. And what's key there, I think, is how Ex Machina isn't just asking us to feel for Ava, it's also making us question our own human biases. Do we think intelligence has to be human? Or are we maybe just scared of what else could qualify? These films, taken together, they show a real shift in sci-fi. AI becomes this way to talk about ourselves, to really reflect, getting beyond simple good versus evil plots, to dissect, the human experience itself.
Okay, moving on from AI. Some of the other films use sci-fi ideas to explore more abstract things, existential stuff, like language, memory, time.
Yeah, the big conceptual playgrounds.
Totally. And a really refreshing take on the alien genre is Arrival, 2016, Amy Adams.
Such a smart film.
It really is. Instead of instant conflict, it's almost all about language, how language works, how it can cross these huge boundaries. Dr. Louise Banks, she's a linguist, brought in when these alien ships appear. Her job were just figure out how to talk to them, the heptapods. The movie really puts linguistics, communication front and center. Like, that's the path to understanding, to peace. It avoids the usual dystopian stuff. Feels quite hopeful, actually. And it mixes these big, brainy ideas with a really personal story. Loss, love, acceptance. It's quite moving. Now, quickly, because people do point this out in the comments on the article, Arrival is based on a short story. It's an adaptation.
Right.
But the point the article seems to be making about originality isn't always about, 100% brand new source material. It's more about how the film pushes boundaries, how it presents its ideas in a fresh way.
Absolutely. And Arrival does that brilliantly. It flips the whole alien invasion story on its head. The real spectacle isn't fighting. It's the slow, difficult, intellectual work of communication. It highlights that as maybe our best tool for understanding something totally other. It's a great reminder that sometimes the biggest sci-fi thrill is a quiet intellectual challenge.
Well said. Then there's Darren Aronofsky's The Fountain, 2006.
Wow. Oh, The Fountain. Ambitious is an understatement.
Right. Hugh Jackman, Rachel Weisz. It juggles 3 different stories across 1,000 years, all linked by love, death, the search for immortality. It's just so visually poetic. Mixes fantasy, spirituality, history, sci-fi. It's a lot.
It really is. Uses that amazing macro photography.
Yeah. And tons of symbolism. It feels like this deep meditation on life, death, love. It takes you on this huge, almost spiritual journey using sci-fi to wrestle with these massive human desires. Connection, eternity.
It's fascinating how The Fountain uses that epic sci-fi scale to explore something so deeply personal, so human. It kind of suggests that our big abstract quests, like for immortality, are really driven by very personal, emotional needs.
Yeah, that makes sense. And speaking of personal and memory, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, 2004.
It's a classic. Just a beautiful, heartbreaking film.
Totally. It's this really touching meditation on love, memory, loss. Joel, Jim Carrey, and Clementine, Kate Winslet, they break up and decide to undergo this procedure to just erase each other from their memories.
Wild concept.
Yeah, and the film is this amazing blend of sci-fi, romance, surrealism. It's got that non-linear story, these dreamlike scenes that really pull you in to how fragmented memory can be. It poses this really stimulating what-if that just hits home.
It's pretty amazing how Eternal Sunshine uses that high-concept sci-fi idea to explore something so relatable, so humanly painful, like heartbreak. It just proves sci-fi can be incredibly intimate, using technology to explore the messiness of love and memory.
Definitely. And then for anyone who loves a real mental workout, Primer, 2004.
Oh, Primer, yeah, that one requires focus. Maybe a flowchart.
Right. It's this cult favorite, just a masterclass in trying to portray scientific exploration realistically. Made for what? $7,000?
Just $7,000.
It dives into time travel complexities with really dense dialogue, this puzzle box story.
Yeah.
It deliberately refuses to simplify the science or the plot. You kind of have to watch it again.
Or 3 times.
Yeah. But beyond the technical stuff, it really digs into the moral consequences, the psychological impact of having that kind of power.
Absolutely. Primer really shows that you don't need a huge budget for profound sci-fi, just big ideas. It forces you to engage, to really think about the implications. That's a different kind of immersive experience. All these films, in their different ways, just showcase sci-fi's incredible power as a philosophical tool, right? Using these speculative ideas to pick apart how we understand existence, connection, reality itself.
Okay, next up, let's shift focus a bit to films that use sci-fi settings to comment on society, maybe question identity, and sometimes just get wonderfully weird.
The social commentary angle, always potent in sci-fi.
For sure. Alfonso Cuarón's Children of Men, 2006, based on the P.D. James novel, it throws us into this world that feels disturbingly plausible.
Chillingly real, yeah.
A world hit by, like, 2 decades of global human infertility. Clive Owen plays Theo, this former activist who gets pulled into protecting Key, a refugee who is miraculously pregnant. The level of detail in building that world is incredible. Society just feels like it's fraying, falling apart. It's hauntingly real. It's this really emotionally honest story about hope, faith, what humanity means when everything's collapsing. I should mention, though, the comments in the article were really split on this one. Some people were like, one of the greatest films ever. Others found it, quote, a snooze. So clearly it hits people differently.
Well, it definitely provokes a reaction, and I think Children of Men works so well as this powerful cautionary tale. It uses that near-future dystopia to make us look hard at our own challenges today, but also at the resilience of hope.
Yeah.
Its power is in that gritty realism, even with the sci-fi premise.
Moving from that grounded dystopia to something, wonderfully absurd.
Oh.
The Lobster, 2015.
Oh, Yorgos Lanthimos. Yeah, definitely unique.
Totally unique. Colin Farrell, Rachel Weisz again. The premise is just bizarre. Single people get sent to this hotel. They have 45 days to find a partner. Fail. You get turned into an animal of your choice.
Laughs. It sounds ridiculous when you say it like that.
It is ridiculous. But it uses that absurdity to question all these social pressures around relationships, modern dating. It's got this deadpan, absurdist humor mixed with dystopian sci-fi. Love isn't this, spontaneous thing. It's like a bureaucratic requirement. There are weird rules, matching games. And the acting style, the dialogue, it's also deadpan, almost robotic. It creates this really distinct take on romance and society.
It's quite something how The Lobster pushes social commentary into that darkly funny, almost clinical space. It twists our ideas about love and norms to expose just how absurd and anxiety-inducing modern relationship pressures can be.
Then for something completely different, way more atmospheric, Under the Skin, 2013, Scarlett Johansson.
Ah, yes. Very atmospheric. Unsettling.
Definitely unsettling. It's set in Glasgow.
Yeah.
Johansson plays this alien entity disguised as a woman, luring lonely men into Well, this weird liquid abyss.
Yeah, it's visually striking.
Very. It's got this sparse narrative, really experimental filmmaking. Feels more like a dream or maybe a nightmare than a typical story. It just embraces ambiguity, lets the visuals, the eerie mood do the talking. It strips the genre right down, doesn't rely on flashy effects, and it grapples with identity, otherness, humanity.
What's really compelling there is how Under the Skin goes for this immersive, almost hypnotic experience. It really challenges you to piece things together, to think about empathy from a totally alien viewpoint. It kind of forces us to see our own humanity through the eyes of something completely other.
And finally, the film that topped the Collider list.
Oh.
The most original sci-fi film of the 21st century, according to them. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, 2022.
What a phenomenon that film was.
Absolutely. Directed by the Daniels, Oscar winner. Michelle Yeoh as Evelyn Wang, this laundromat owner who's like totally ordinary life, gets completely turned upside down when she finds out she has to connect with infinite versions of herself across a multiverse.
It's just wild.
It's wild. It blends surreal comedy, martial arts, existential drama, fantasy.
Ugh.
Somehow it all works together in this incredible journey.
Effortlessly, somehow.
Yeah. And underneath all that amazing chaos and spectacle, it's asking these deep philosophical questions about love, acceptance, connection. How those ordinary human things endure even in the middle of multiverse madness. Just this joyous, chaotic whirlwind that still delivers a really powerful message about family and finding meaning.
That's a great point. All these films really, they show how versatile sci-fi is. You get hyper-realism, you get surrealism, you get, well, everything everywhere all at once. But they all use these different approaches to critique society, explore what it means to be human, and ultimately they often bring it back to connection, to being alive.
You know, looking back at all these amazing movies, it really hammers home that article's point, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That sci-fi is as much about ideas as it is about production.
For sure.
But we also saw it in the comments that people have really strong feelings about what counts as original
Yeah.
and even what counts as sci-fi.
It's a really important discussion, actually. In this age where we're bombarded with information, what criteria do you, the listener, use? When do you label something sci-fi or original? Is it just about having a futuristic gadget, or does it need that deeper philosophical dive? Thinking about our own definitions is part of the fun.
And that whole debate around originality, like we mentioned, with Arrival being an adaptation, it highlights that, for this article anyway, it wasn't necessarily about being created totally from scratch.
Right.
It's more about how a film pushes the envelope, how it twists expectations, gives you a fresh perspective, no matter where the initial idea came from. It's really about challenging your expectations, isn't it?
Precisely. Originality in storytelling, so often it's in the approach, how you reimagine familiar ideas, how you blend genres in ways nobody expected, or how a story just forces you to see the world or yourself differently. It's about the fresh lens, maybe more than the untouched canvas.
So we've covered a lot of ground, 10 really different films, but they all share this commitment to pushing boundaries, making us think, challenging our imagination through their unique takes on AI, humanity, language, time, society, identity. Wow.
It's a great list to spark discussion.
Definitely. We hope this deep dive gave you some new ways to think about what makes sci-fi truly original and maybe inspired you to rewatch some of these or check out ones you missed. And just a final thought to leave you with. If sci-fi is so good at using these speculative ideas to explore really deep human themes and social structures, what other genres could maybe benefit from that kind of deep dive into ideas? You know, blending unexpected elements to find totally new ways of telling stories. Something to think about.